Good afternoon, guys. My name is Phil. Welcome back to Miranda Detailing. In today's episode, we have this Audi in again to do some specialty work on it. Well, not really specialty work. I'll tell you in a bit. So this Audi came to us a couple of months ago, and I was in for a new car prep and ceramic coating. And at the time, I actually was doing some training with Jason and Greg and Eric, and I was away for a couple of days. But this vehicle actually came in, and wifey over there took care of almost the whole thing. So she did the whole wash process and pretty much polished the whole thing. And when I came home the next day, then we were able to ceramic coat it together. So really, I didn't get much filming on it, but wifey did, so you'll see some of that footage in just a moment. It's back in for, well, recoating on the passenger side. It got in an accident. The whole passenger side had to be repainted, so we're going to wash it and see what needs to be done on that passenger side. It's just the fender, the two doors, and the rear fender, and that's it. The rest of it's still coated. It's still hopefully fine. Ooh. We'll see if the body shop did anything to it. But if the coating is okay and it's reacting okay, then we'll get it maintained, and then we will coat this passenger side of the vehicle. So let's take a look at it. Before we do so, guys, consider subscribing. If you're enjoying the videos, click that bell so you don't miss stuff. So let's take a quick look around at the Audi, and this is the side that needs to be recoated. This was repainted. We'll see if there's any overspray or anything on the rest of the paint. Hopefully not. I'm really hoping there's no other issues with it. The color is very forgiving. It polished out really nicely. And of course, the paint was coated with G-Technic XOV4. Wheels were coated, plastic trim was coated, all of that. So let's go through the wash process. We're going to use the G-Technic G-Wash. So I don't think we're going to need to do an APC rinse. Even on that side, I don't think so, because it's only been like maybe 2 months since it was painted, and that dog pillow face keeps freaking me out. I keep looking at it, and I'm like, oh wait, no, it's nothing. All right, let's begin. So let's get back to this past summer. Like I said, I was away training with the Chicago Auto Pros on tour guys. Wifey, of course, being the boss that she is, continued without me and took care of things.
So since I was handling this one on my own, I decided to attack the wheels and tires first with an iron decon for the wheels and super clean for the tires. Next, I hit the door jambs, rinsed, and APC rinsed. Once that was done, I foamed and contact washed and used the clay mitt to decon the paint. Once everything was washed and deconned, I pulled it in and dried it thoroughly. polishing was next. I filmed the tires and wheels being dressed and coated, but that was about it, because I'm tired.
Oh, yeah. Woo! Oh, yeah.
That's nice.
Oh, yeah.
That's awesome. Oh wow, look at the difference.
I know.
So it's just that door or the
This
two doors?
fender, 2 doors, and that fender.
Oh,
Oh, this
it's
is
out.
empty. Wow, that's nice and thick. G-wash.
This is really nice.
All right, guys, so we just washed it, and the other side really didn't need that much deconning. It was already very smooth, but look at this. Oh, it's responding really well. It looks beautiful. So, yep, the coating is great all around the vehicle. Yep, awesome. Now it looks like this wasn't repainted, but there's a little bit of weird failure right around here. You know, around the gas cap area, it's gonna get touched a lot more. It could be clogged, it could just maybe be residue, I don't know, but everything else is beating around it except for that little spot. But the two doors and the fender, everything else is looking beautiful. Look at that, perfect. All right, so we will maintain the rest of it. We're gonna use C2V3 on the rest of the vehicle and dry it, and then we'll polish these three panels here and coat them. And I think what I might do is just clean and panel prep this area, even though it already has the coating on it, and just put another layer of XOV4 on it, just because I'm worried about that area. Wheels are looking great as well. They were coated, and they are cleaning up easily and beating up. So that's awesome. So the Audi is now pulled in, and as we take a look at it, check this out, guys. We noticed instantly, yeah, that looks nice, right? That's where we polished it and coated it. But at the body shop, I don't know what they did, but they saw something here that they felt inclined to polish it. So they used a rotary polisher and did something to it, and that's why they buzzed the coating right off. See, that's our finish. That's their finish. But it was just in this area, so they may have seen something there, and they're like, let's just hit it with the buffer, and that's what they did. So I guess what we're going to have to do is polish this panel too and coat it. So whatever, we'll do that. The rest of it, however, looks pretty much crystal clear. I'm sure we may find something. Oh, there's a little, that's a little dust nib or something in the paint. Not really a dust nib, just something weird in the paint. Did they go over into this? No, I don't think they did. I don't think they touched. Good, they didn't touch anything else. Just that weird area. What's this up here? There's a weird little mark right there. We'll polish that out, whatever that is. And did they do the pillars? Oh, whoops. That just needs to be wiped. We'll dry that in a moment. I know it looks bad. But, and this, I don't know what this is. And I don't remember it being there last time. It could be the compound splatter. So we'll take just a little bit of lacquer thinner to it and see if we can remove that. That's overspray. Look at that. So we're gonna have to remove that too. That's a ton of overspray. Yeah, okay. Overall, not a ton to contend with, but let's get started. Let's start polishing these areas here. Quick polish on these areas, and then a little bit more extensive to get that hologramming out. And then we'll show you how we remove overspray on glass. It's actually pretty easy. So what you can do is just take a little bit of lacquer thinner, and you can use it on the glass to remove the overspray. It's okay to do that. This looks more like clear coat overspray. And yeah, it's removing it. Good. You can use it on the paint too to remove some overspray. It's okay. It does soften the paint just a little bit, so it's going to cause a little bit of marring. But wait a few minutes and go back over it with a polish, and it'll come out. I'm going to hit this area really quick with lacquer thinner on the trim here. Oh, nope. Nope. That's not touching it. So the overspray is removed. There's just some imperfections in the glass. Can't do anything about that, but that looks much better. So let's get to polishing now. So we have EXO. We're going to recoat this panel, 2 doors, and the front fender. So everything has been polished. This area is now good, and it's been panel wiped. And if it goes onto the adjacent panels, it's okay. It's not going to harm anything. It's not going to ruin anything. So I'm just going to box it out. And I'm going to stop right here, because if I go any further, it's going to go all the way over. It's all one piece. It goes all the way to the front A-pillar. So I'm just going to crosshatch, make sure I have everything covered. And it's slightly cool today, and I have the door open here, so I will let it sit a little bit longer. When it's hot and humid, it starts to flash away much faster. Keep it tight, keep it clean. Now you may notice I'm only using 1 towel. That's just because I have 4 panels. So I actually can just flip the towel and use the opposite side, and it's totally fine. So I really don't even need to use 2 towels if I'm not doing the entire vehicle. Chocolate cake!
That's what I could find.
Woo! Oh, that's perfect. Chocolate cake. It's not for Dad, it's for me. That's my chocolate cake. Now you may also notice that I'm doing really large panels. I'm doing almost the entire door, minus the little bottom section. That's just because I'm very used to this coating. So once you get used to ceramic coatings, you may feel comfortable to do that. Depends on your environment. Again, it's slightly cool today, so I can do large sections without worrying about it flashing away too quickly or anything like that. So once again, once you get used to coatings, you can go pretty quickly. I'm still being very methodical and very precise about what I'm doing, making sure to get every single square inch and checking it over with lights and being very methodical in my process. But I can cover large areas, I can go a little bit faster, and it's just more efficient that way. So it just comes with experience. If you're not used to coatings, don't do that. Do half the door. I used to do that, do half the door, and the more I got comfortable with it, I realized, well, I can just do the rest of the door, and it's fine. It's wiping off perfectly. So do a test spot and see how the coating reacts, and then go from there. So if you're in a hot, humid climate, you probably wouldn't want to do this because it would flash pretty quickly and it would just be too big of an area. But you know, you can determine that depending on all those different factors. But I'm letting it sit on here for about a minute. And with EXO, it's weird. It's not like crystal serum light necessarily, where it starts to separate as it cures and bonds. And it's not quite a rainbowing type of coating. It's just kind of weird. So I will usually give it a minute and wipe it off and level it from there, because it doesn't always give me an indicator, like a visual indicator, which is weird. So it's been about a minute. And it will flash away very easily. Like once you start wiping it, you can do circular motions. That does kind of help it flash away quicker. And again, just make sure you're covering all of the area and going into the adjacent area. I'm going to flip the towel now and grab my light and just make sure that I'm getting all of the residue. You're going to see smearing more than anything. Not necessarily high spots, but smearing. And you'll see that in the light. It'll look like a little bit of a smear. So once you hit all the areas and that smear is gone, you're good to go. You just move on. So the Audi is now done. So as I polished and coated this side, wifey went around, did all the wheels, tires, glass, got everything else tidied up. So this is like a half maintenance, half recoating job. And so it's gonna sit overnight. Tomorrow it's supposed to rain. So customer will pick it up tomorrow and should be good as new. But looking really nice. That little area there, all cleaned up, looking good. No more horrible holograms. The paint job on this was pretty decent. Pretty good color match as well from that to that. This is slightly darker. Maybe you can see it in the camera, slightly darker. But sometimes just the weird light that does that as well. And the metallic flake that kind of gives it that effect. But overall, not bad. It actually looks really nice. Pillars were cleared up as well. So I made sure to hit those and yeah, they cleared up. I know, every time you see the dogs, doesn't it freak you out? There's dogs in here. No, there's not. All right, guys, so that's going to do it for today's episode. Hope you enjoyed it, and if you have any questions or comments, let me know down below, and let me know what you do for recoating jobs. Do you ever have some jobs come back? Maybe it's an accident, and you have to recoat it. What's your process? What do you usually do? Let me know down below, and also let me know what are some of your favorite ceramic coatings. Not necessarily what you think are the best, because we all know that that's subjective. I think that G-Technic coatings are the best for me. I just see them work extremely well. I've been using them for years now, so that's why I went with them kind of exclusively. I'll use other coatings. I enjoy using the G-Technic coatings. They just work so well. They're easy to use, and the performance on them is amazing. So I don't really need to go anywhere else. I do like CarPro, and I love Decon coatings also. So sometimes I use those every once in a while, but I tend to stick with G-Technic because we are accredited, and I really love their coatings. So XOV4 is on here. Yeah, as we saw, the rest of it is performing exceptionally well. So really happy with that. If you are interested in any of those coatings, check out the links down below. It'll go to Car Supplies Warehouse. As always, don't forget to subscribe and click that bell so you don't miss stuff. And we'll see you guys in the next one. Have a great week. Take care.